to your computer.
Hi, I just wanted to say, gosh, thank you guys for coming out. I'm in New Orleans. This is Barbara Bertucci, and we are hosting our 90-day launch team here. And before we do that, I want to hear, Yoko, I want to hear you because you did some amazing things that you went gold and platinum together. Yes. So Yoko, start over a little bit there for us.
Okay, I'll start with the same story. The same story is we started this whole webcast. And so now we're going to share it with everyone. So the whole point here is that as of 2020, because it gave me an opportunity to put things in perspective. As of 2020, I did not make Kaizen. And the reason I didn't is even though I had the 60K points, I had no team. I think I may have had a couple of people that were consultants, but maybe an exec, not a team of 6. So I decided to pass instead of do what I consider could have been an easy thing to do. But I made a commitment. And then also, frankly, in 2020, I had a family illness issue, okay, that actually killed my first 3 months in 2021. However, because of my experience, which was so poignant in 2020, I said, forget it. In 9 months, I could do, let's see what I could do in 9 months. Okay. So in essence, February and March, I prepped. And then when I actually started going crazy with getting back into the calls and speaking to my customers and prospects, I fortunately made the 15K. We did 15K and got the gold in April. Okay. So I'd say there, it's going to be the same story as is what happened in December, just relative to timing and speaking to customers, speaking to prospective consultants, in other words, business people that were discussing the possibility of adding a business to their lifestyle. We discussed just the fact of why not taking advantage of the business benefits, which we all know are, tax benefits, all of the ability to share. I'm a humans being more based consultant. That's what's kept me with Nikken, all these years. I will always be that. That's what I feel is important because coming from corporate America, I think business gives you all the limitations of what a job does. And so therefore here you have the open freedom or forum both business forum to substantiate a part-time or full-time endeavor into sharing what everybody needs. Without health, you have nothing. Okay. So that's the basis of me. And then let's go forward with then December. So it's the same as April when I didn't actually, I just said, go for the gusto as I do every day. That's just me. I'm hyperactive and I am I call it, all my business life, I've been a mentor. And so I've always looked for people that want to do something with their life. And I offer it and whoever is interested will respond, right? Mm-hmm. That's what happens to all of us. And so, like Stu Gruber, I didn't make the Kaizen in 2020. We passed and we just built our businesses. So the point we should all do is, build our business base, whether it's customers or new consultants, just the basics like you guys. I learned the teaming and the business part of adding business to Nikken and Yoko's Live to Thrive business because I listened to all, Mike, Ben, Dr. G, Dr. Gary, all of the leaders, Barb, you guys have all given us what I consider is nurturing for the last 3 years of what do you really do in team building? I've never had that. So I did what I could only do from corporate America. I retailed. So therefore I have a retail strong base, right? So I'm doing the same thing in December. December, I'm speaking to customers. I'm speaking to whoever's interested in business. All of a sudden, by the first week, I can't remember the exact figure, but also, okay, think about this. And it started in November. We had double points.
Right.
Okay. So then I said to myself, in November, I think I ended up with 5,000. I used K, it's 5,000.
Yeah.
So then, okay. And so then in December, that was from the double points because I normally have a 3K base. Okay. So then I got, and all of it, most of it is auto ship. And so then I go to, so I didn't get the double points on auto ship and I didn't get it in December, but then I ended up with like maybe in the first week, something like 6 or 8K. And I said, wow, I couldn't, hey, this is something's going on here. So, of course, we all understand business, or at least open yourself up to it. The universe is speaking to us, just like Barb, started, we were just yapping at the beginning and now we're going to record. So the whole point here is make your commitment, and Barb, keep on adding in, okay? Because, you're the pro here. So make your commitment, decide, okay, go ahead.
Well, you did, you made a commitment. You took a stand to say, I'm going to go platinum. I'm going Team Kaizen, whatever that is. I don't want to put the words in your mouth, but you had that shift.
Go for the gusto.
Also shared with your customers,
right,
and your people in your group, that this is what you're doing, and a few came forward. And I wanted to hear a little bit of that transition.
Sure.
From your really great customers to now them being on your team, building and supporting you, because that's the beauty of this. And they become your really good buds, your good friends. And
yes,
so
they become our extended family, as we all know. And I think a lot of this is just the fact of that trust that you develop. It's a different trust in that, if, for instance, the April customer that had been with me probably, okay, I don't know, I'd say I have customers. I have a 94-year-old lady that I texted you about, Barb, that has been my third customer from when I first started. So, it's 15, 16 years, okay? And she's in great shape. But all I'm saying is so that you have people that are with you for all these years. She, of course, is 94. She doesn't want to be a consultant, but I had other customers that wanted to work on their own lifestyle and their own well-being. And so they have been communicating. And so I guess what I would say is that trust became something through our relationship building to be much more stronger. And one of them that actually helped me with 3,000 points in December, who's the same one that put out maybe 1,000 regular points in April for me to go to gold and then to platinum now with 3,000, which is really 6,000 points, right? She actually is gaining more confidence to maybe really look at the business. In other words, not be a product user. So she is one that strictly is a transition possibility of building along with her daughter, okay? The first person that was a customer, a brand new customer, is just a product user. Okay, so timing with relative, those are probably the old.
What did you say to them? What did you email blast? What did you say?
Primarily
open the door.
Probably say, because I don't believe that an email can, I could blast an email, which is just prep. Okay.
Right.
Then a lot of them don't even text because of their age. Okay.
Okay.
And so I would say verbal. My verbal approach is just the fact that, hey, here I am again, and you know me, I'm going to go for the gusto. So if there's anything that you could think of for yourself or anything that you have on a wish list, please check out the promos, because I let them know. That's my email. They know what the promo is for the month. Okay. So that's a constant information base. And then I would just say, I'd appreciate any help you guys can give me. I'm just going for the gold, or I'm going for the next level. That was my December approach, because and a lot of them helped me in April. So I'll just say, hey, thank you guys. I'm doing it again. You have any family members, anybody I could call, whatever. So it's just a real heartfelt, nothing. And it's, hey, if you don't, it's fine. Okay. I'm just grateful. Happy New Year, whatever, have a happy holiday, because it was December. So
well,
just
that's your customers. So here we go, Yoko. What did you say to the person to get them to be on your team?
You mean the actual customer
The
to be
consultants? Yeah, the ones that became consultants that actually got you to. Okay.
Okay, then I said to a couple of my customers that you have the same spirit of wanting to help and care for people. And if you want to pursue that further, there is more benefits to being a consultant than there is. So that was only one though, okay? That was only one that was the gal I told you that was helped me in April. So she's the one that basically said, yeah, I think I'd like to do the business. Let me see what, and she said, and one of the things she said to me, which was very interesting, she said, you know what, you have shared, in other words, speaking to myself, that I have shared with her lots of encouraging and or informative aspects of the Nikken product or the business. And she sees, you know, how I'm really happy. I mean, in other words, how much joy I get out of it. And well, for me, okay. And then, oh, this is one thing that you guys would not be, you know, you wouldn't be saying yet, Barb, but see, I'm 77, right? So I made a decision. Karen knows very well. I've been speaking to Karen and Jeannie's Eden for a while. So but my intent is to retire, you know, not completely, but I told them my plan was in 2020. So 2025 with Nikken's, you know, vision plan just really hit me because it was simultaneous. Okay. So I like my life, basically, to just give you what I consider is my perspective. My life has basically been a gift and I run with it. So, but the point here is that they all know that I am looking for the next generations that wish to do something for their community. And they know I've been a wellness community person with, you know, they don't understand humans being more, but, you know, to being naturally healthy, you know, with Nikken's Nature Solutions for years. So that's really the message that I got back from this gal, is she was very appreciative of someone giving her either the information or the encouragement or the example of being able to, I call it, move from a particular position, or it's basically, you know, giving you the encouragement to expand, to personally grow, to extend yourself, you know? So, okay, hey, Karen, I see you, but then unmute yourself. Oh, I don't know.
I got the grandkids in the background. Yeah, so awesome. That's great, because it took it a step further or outside of you to the community and to giving back and to looking at replacing yourself along the way, right? I think
right.
that's
that's probably different than all
the alarm to tell me to get on Ben's call, by the way, but I forgot I'm in Central Time Zone. So I'm a little off here. Karen, I know she's chomping at it. So this is because these guys have been real successful right now. We're going to interview them, and then y'all just come on and chime in or write your questions in the chat. And Yoko, hang on for a second. Karen, go ahead. Because you were the same way last year. You got the points, but not the team. And I'd like to hear from you, either what occurred or what distinctions have you made? Okay.
You're asking me, Barb?
Yeah, I sure am.
Okay. Well, last year I did not have the points. It's this year that I have the points. I need team members.
Okay.
Okay. I got 1 out of 6. Okay.
Okay.
And that would be for the trip, but I still want a larger team. But I do have a question for Yoko.
Yes.
Yoko, and I'll answer your question in a second, Barb. I just want to make sure I get this in. You mentioned that in February and March, you started prepping. What did you do for the prepping?
Primarily, it's all making that decision, really. I mean, that's what I believe is prep to 90 day. You guys have to make the decision to decide to do. I mean, and a decision is not to do. It's really start writing down your notes of, you know, the key people that you wish to approach, or your key, like for instance, you, Karen, your key methods. You're developing lots of new means to communicate because you live in a very confined environment, you know, a community, right? So you've been opening yourself up, okay? So everybody figure out where you're at, and all of us, I mean, you know, let's create what I consider is a nucleus, and let's see what we can do to prep, okay? Because prep is your own inner voice, your own inner.
Who to connect with right now. It's like
Right.
if you're taking a walk and all of a sudden you see a flower and that reminds you of your Aunt Marge, call your Aunt Marge. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's kind of what I do. And I always use my intuitive hits.
Right.
I do like this. And I am not, because I gave my platform, does not mean I am the one in charge. I will do this today, and we'll have other people host later. But because it really is, I consider myself a skinny royal diamond. And I need to plumpen up the coffers. Okay. I qualified for diamond last month, you know, and got the pay. And again, this month, thank you, you know, for the double points and all that. And I got Club Kiai, which is really great. Yay. Yeah. I'm more excited about the 500 free. 500,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I get to go shopping, you know? So I'm thrilled. And I did not go find my numbers and that. I decided to take this time. I had, well, actually, Temple shared with me how the Europeans take all of August off. And nobody messes with their vacation at all. And I was getting a little perturbed with people that I'm talking to them or I'm trying to connect with them, and then it's not happening. And they're saying, well, I'll see you after the new year. And I'm like, wait, like what? You know, and so rather than get upset with them, just honor them that they are taking their sabbatical now with their family, right? And making family time at this moment, and honor that. And then I just give my little dribble. Just wanted to let you know about the free shipping that was going on, you know, get that out there. Or I'm going to just say this to the tribe, I never use the word, the BOGO, you know, with the skincare, you know, I would share that really quickly. I don't want you to get upset with me and miss it, right? So that was what I was doing with some of my calls and touching base with them. At the same time, you're finding out about family. You're doing the form with some of your customers. You're doing that. And that's what I hear Yoko say, is that her girl said, you know, I see that I could do so much more. I could contribute. I can be someone, I can connect. And they don't really need to learn a lot, as long as they can start doing the ABCs and learn as they go. That's the beauty of it. I've upped the ante, and I talked about the skinny to plump. I want to, you know, just not even think about qualifying, that just happens, and have the team be built and moving. I'm moving from Florida to California whenever the house sells. And so that's my overall why. You said, Yoko, you're retiring. Well, I call it entitlement. So you can choose to do what you want to do when you want to do it. That's your entitlement. We're not retiring anywhere. I don't see you ever stopping anything. Anywhere.
I won't, but that's not the point. I think you have to make the long term. And then I've always been a 5-year planner. Okay. So that's been my whole life. So all I could say, and also one other thing that you were saying, as far as sharing the forum, you guys, there's going to be different levels of us. Okay. And I'm not talking about weekend levels. I'm talking about your commitment, because there's going to be part-timers, or we go on and off, up and down, sideways, because our life does dictate what we do. All right. So all I could say to anybody here, you know, you don't have to join this first 90 days. We'll always be doing this as long as we have, I think these people I could see so far today are going to be here forever, you know, and so the point is, if you're part-time, then just do part-time and continue that. And then when you want to be able to go to the next point of your goal or whatever, then join us again. So I don't want anyone to go in here and say, hey, you know, this is going, like, for instance, somebody that's a brand new silver, or someone that's a brand new executive, because you get overloaded. Okay. I could tell you that I did that for years. I mean, I listened to this person, that person, with this, whatever, that program, and I got completely lost. Okay. So, but my own experience, again, Barb, you know, this is because I'm not on you guys' level. I just became platinum, but it was never really a goal for me to become any level. I just wanted to develop a wellness community. All right. So if that's what you
underline something there, there is really no level. You are working the business, and I'm working the business, and we all work it a little differently. And yes, there are some things you do in leadership, but really there is I'm no way above you in any way, in that shape or form, because we are all growing, building, and perfecting who we are. And that's the beauty of this. So Yoko, I'm so glad you're on. I'm so glad to have this. Karen, you too, because you've gotten your volume and you've gotten there. Yes, a couple of times I almost had Italy, and I had dental surgery, and that just knocked me down. Right before that December 3rd event, there was like a big broadcasting event, and I just couldn't do it. And but anyway, that's okay. I said, when I get my Royal Diamond ship all in line, I'm making my own Italian trip.
Well, yeah, you may invite your team. We might be on it. Who knows? You know, not on your team, but we have another 90-day, or we can create whatever team we want.
Well, and one thing we could do is we could fill up our own cruise. We just got to figure out where we're coming from. I'm going to go back to gallery view here, because I think this is a great
good
people smorgasbord thing. And I'd like to put together a plan. And now with the Eric Worre, that's where these people, everyone came together here. I think there's some that aren't, that were at the HBM, and that's fine, I feel, as well.
Yes.
I think that how and what you commit to is up to you. I'm not going to say, oh, you got to do X, Y, Z, element of P to do this at all. You know, it's really, if, like you were saying, Yoko, if it's part-time, it's part-time. That's great. If it's one person a day, I know I've said that one person a day, and yet I keep 2 days. So I have a 6-day week, but one of those days I might do a lot more and only do work for 5 days. Or I might do 2 days of really hard work, and then I only work 4 days of that week. But that's the beauty of this. That's the whole beauty, because when you're off those other 2 days, you're prospecting. You're meeting people, and you're getting out there, and you're getting people in your phone. So Mary, did you want to ask something? Or
I listened to Eric Worre, and I listened to Mike DiMuccio, and I put together some things that in a 90-day commitment with a lot of empty spaces. So if you can make me a co-host, I can share.
Oh, very good.
And go through that.
Oh, I would love that. Thank you, Mayor. Yay. I got my notes ready. I'm ready.
Well, I can send it out too, but
it's just let me. I can change the host. Will that mess up my recording?
Yeah. No. Well, I don't know if it does or not.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Let me wait. There's no co-host. Let me try it again.
Yeah, I think you can put a couple. Heather has had a couple co-hosts, right, Mary?
Yeah.
I think that's when you. I'm on my daughter-in-law's computer.
If you click on participants, you should be able to make me a something or other. It should give you the ability to change people to co-host.
I can change the co-host. There's no co-host.
Oh.
There's only make you a host. And so I will do that, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that it stays recorded.
Yeah, well, we can see the recording button too, Amir.
All right, here we go. Okay.
All right, and it seems it's still recording. Okay, what I'm going to do is share my screen.
Yay.
And again, this is just a draft, and you can see how many square lines, but you put your name, all of that information, and this would be shared with your anybody who's going to help you stay to this commitment, your accountability partner, your upline, your mentor. So here's your goal, when it's going to start, when your 90-day push is going to start, when it's going to end, your goal, and how many hours and how many days a week are you committing to this, to business building actions, not just busy work, but business building actions.
Right.
And then a whole space for the kinds of actions that you're going to be doing.
Right.
And then list your accountability partners, checking in with each other daily via, it can be a text, it can be a phone call, whatever, it can be a certain time, however you're doing that. And then the fact that you're going to be tracking your progress. However you want to do that, that's fine. Whatever progress you're going to be counting, like if you're going to count consultants or potential consultants or how many dollars or whatever, you just have to have a way to track your goals on paper so you can see it and review it. And then summarize the reports to the team or to this group or to whatever group. And then setting your calendar so that you can attend the following events to keep up your momentum, which would be team calls, our push Zooms, kickoff, Nikken Next, Seiko Kai, Master Day, whatever, anybody's calls. Put them all in there. Those are just suggestions. And then list your mentor coach or mentor coaches and the fact that you're going to contact them for help with ABCs or Zooms or presentations or marketing or social post ideas. And then the following, I do hereby commit the time, effort, and persistence it requires to carry out these repeated actions to launch my business and move closer to achieving my goals and dreams. My mentors and team members will guide, coach, cheer, and assist me, but they will not do it for me. My success is 100% in my hands.
Nice. Yay.
That's super, Mary. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
So you're going to put that on the WhatsApp chat?
Yes.
Great.
Now that I have WhatsApp on my laptop, it's a whole lot easier to put things on the WhatsApp. But that pulls together some things that I gleaned from Eric Worre that I've gleaned over this last year. So if anyone wants to add in or edit, I'm open to that.
Why don't you talk about that, Mary? Because you took on some things last year to this year. Is there going to be any distinction? Or what did you take on last year to this year? And now what are you up in the or what are you doing?
Well, some of the things I had to do, I had to get smarter on social media. So I really studied how to do that. And I did Marina Worre this summer. I did, and again, I did Eric this past, I guess it was December. But I've also joined Sonia Stringer, the Business Academy for Women, just to learn more about smart marketing. I'm an educator, and people were brought to me. I just had to stand there and present. So presenting's not the issue for me. But, I had to go, for the first time in business, I had to go find people. And I didn't ever have to do that. So that's something that I needed to learn more how to do and do consistently. So I had to learn more about the business side of things and pull that in. And then social media, I think, is really critical. So I've joined groups on Facebook, and I've joined, I'm on Alignable. So I started feeling a business presence as opposed to just a teacher presence. And I don't mean to say just a teacher too many times, but to be a new presence, to have a new role, and to see myself in that, the kinds of things that I'm doing, and interacting as a business person, which I don't think I had ever done before. So I also thank Barb Satterwhite for all the mentoring she does. And we're on a team, and through COVID, we did twice weekly Zooms where we were presenting And so we kept all of our presentation skills, and trying to get people to say 10 minutes down what they're going to say in 10 minutes, say it in 30 seconds. How to make those live videos and how to do all that. That has really been so helpful this last year. So what I'm going to do differently in the year ahead is I'm going to focus and be searching for people who are who want to do just what Yoko said, who really want to make a difference, and take the business seriously and really make those calls. I've got to really do the contacting and inviting every single day. So for me, I can't do it all in one day. I've got to have it every day, come into the office, treat it like a job. Yeah. I think that was the thing. I've had a job for 30 some years, well, 45 years actually, but you know, how do I treat this as a job where I show up a certain time every day and I'm doing my job, which is building my business. Yes, I'm in charge, but I can't give myself a day off every day. That just doesn't work. So treat my business like a job and I'll be great.
Can I comment on your comments, Mayor? Okay. Sure. Okay. This is really what a team is, right? I don't even know, other than the fact that Mary Coward is a wonderful professor. Okay. You are not just a teacher. Okay. You are an amazing spirit. And so now that I understand what you're saying, you basically have been developing parts of yourself in the business community, which is, yeah, there's information that's important, but you know what it is? It basically is just, if we can leave our own, what I consider is version of ourselves, because I've developed lots of people from different places to a business environment. And all I could say for anyone here, everyone that's here wants to do something that, in a different part of their own self-development, right? So you've been doing that for yourself all this past year. And Barb Satterwhite, you have an amazing gift. I've seen what you guys do, and it's awesome, okay? It's a very, very welcoming, warm environment for people to be able to come and hear about a Nikken lifestyle. As far as Barb Richmond, let me just give you what I just know, just to give you an idea. Everybody just come out and open up, because in essence, what we're doing is just all building each other in a much more dynamic fashion, because here we are, everyone is being what I consider is very forthright and open, okay? That's what it takes to go to the next step, or to even feel like you can do it, or you can overcome it, or you could really expand it. So as far as self-development, all I could say is keep on opening up, and even if you want to just have maybe Barb Bertucci, because even Barb Richmond, man, you're going crazy with your own social media. You give everybody lots of encouragement. Maybe Barb, what we can do is people that want to just maybe work on certain aspects, we do that too down the line. I'll be happy to. You guys can do calls. I'll be happy to help.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
That's a great idea. I think that we all have something to contribute to, and
that's a team. Everybody brings a little bit of something else to that pot, but the whole pot goes. Okay?
I wanted to share something that Linda Morris and I started doing, which just happened with all this incentive, all this carryover. You know, we're expanding the fit, we're expanding the thing, you know, the double points, all the things that are going on. And there was sometimes I was phoning people because I felt like I shared, obligated. You're a customer of mine. I got to make sure you get the specials. Or that the ones that kind of whine about this or that, I want them to get their savings on the filters and such, that, you know, they can do it. But we ended up having so much fun. We were like, oh my gosh, I made this. And have you checked your numbers for, you know, Club Kiai? And then I kind of blasted that out to the group. Check your numbers. You know, you might be close to Club Kiai, you know, and it's got a lot of great things that occurred from it. But also what it had me see is, Mary, if I did treat it like a business and I did do things daily, I could do that. And there was a time where I had, I believe it was Jim Rohn's quote on Monday morning, talk to someone you love, and, you know, like that. So I talked to a customer that empowered me, right? So I would talk to a customer every Monday morning that I just knew loved Nikken, not for anything else, but to get me up and motivated, not to sell them anything, just to connect to them. You'd be surprised how many you have that you can do that with. And then when it comes to a product launch, you're already continuing to nurture that relationship and they're fine to get that information. But
so in essence, this is what we're doing in our own consultant. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Even if you guys, when we do this, even the daily call, a daily Zoom, or even when we do the weekly, whatever you all decide, you know, it's the same kind of situation that Barb Satterwhite and her own, you know, team do. They just have fun. I could tell. I mean, it's genuine. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's there's, unless you have fun and enjoy, you know, what you're doing. I mean, I don't care how much money you want to make or how much, you know, product you want to share. It gets dull, you know. So I could understand why people did actually, you know, go on to doing something else, because they didn't have that enjoyment. You know, no matter if you have a love of something. I mean, like any marriage. I mean, it goes down the tubes too, right? So.
Well, you got to work at it. You got to work at it. You got to nurture it. Right. Exactly. And so that's what that's great. I think this is awesome. I know we have a conference line out there, and I am not one to do a call every day. I can say that. I can make my conference line available for anybody that wants to use it. If they want to start recording on it, I got to give you the other numbers and other things like that, so we can do that logistically. Okay. Starting January 3rd is what I believe Heather and them wanted to do. So any other, Barb, did you want to say anything, or Ron, or I mean, everybody, Barb Richmond? Yeah. And I let you call me Barbara. I know me a Barbara. I'm looking at going to BB next year. Okay. So many Barbaras. I can take on a nickname, BB, if you want.
Yeah. Barbara, well, my nickname is Skip.
Oh, I love Skip too. Okay, BB and Skip. Okay, cool.
Like BS. That name was given.
No, we don't want BS.
By one of my
BS,
daughters.
No BS, Barb.
No. Figure something else, Barb.
That nickname was given to me when I was driving the ski team to all their races back in high school, and one of my daughter's best friends relayed that I looked like one of the Barbie figures in the Barbie family. And she nicknamed me Skip, and it stuck.
Got it.
And she still calls me Skip.
What a ride.
And some of my other friends of my daughter.
Well, do you want to share more about because you've done a lot of great things in upping the ante from doing the Eric Worre and stuff.
I've got a lot more to learn, but I have learned a lot from Sonia Stringer's course and Richard Brooks' course on how to track your results on a daily basis. I have an accountability partner, but we call each other champions, not accountability partners.
Good, I agree.
And we would just report to each other via WhatsApp, just connecting personally with WhatsApp on our daily results, correct?
Nice.
And I mean, it worked. I followed that plan in the spring before life got in the way. And that's how I ended up being one of 4 top sponsors in the month of May, was following that plan. And so I'm following it again because I know it works. But I'm just committing more hours to the day. Like I've been working yesterday and today, I've been working on my steps to my 90-day plan. Mm-hmm. I've come up with my mantra, the things that I'm doing first thing each morning. Now I have some community commitments that I'm involved with. Mm-hmm. So those are in my schedule. When I get back from those, then my hours to work my business kick in. And I've reached out to my downline. I've got 4 downline that are doing a 90-day run. And I'm excited about 2022. Mm-hmm. Now, right now, we had restrictions lifted. We're back into restrictions again, and it looks like we're headed for another lockdown. I can't spend Christmas with my family because of the restrictions that have just been set in place, but that's okay. I'll see them on Zoom or on FaceTime. We will connect. But the fact that we've all had to pivot online, when I started pivoting online, I said, at my age, can I really do this? I doubted myself. I really doubted myself. And then I thought, and that was when I found Sonia's course. And I thought, well, you'll never know unless you jump in with both feet and give it a try and see what happens.
You got it. Go for it.
And yeah. And so I've learned a lot. I still have lots to learn. I've learned a lot from Fraser Brooks. And I'll keep learning because it's confidence building.
Mhm.
The more you prove to yourself that you're totally capable of doing things that were never in your sight of possibilities before. And I think what's so amazing about Niken is the collaborative energy
Mhm.
where we all reach out and help one another.
Well, I think you have to be more selective now, honestly, because you're at a different point. We're all at a different point. And Ron, one day I have to get to speak to you. I've never spoken to you in my whole life. But
Oh,
you know,
Ron and I were partners on HBM, eh, Ron?
hey, cool.
That was a good HBM.
Do you guys
Every HBM is good.
but when did you guys go to Georgia?
No, this was one of the online HBMs, you know, and you get partnered up. If you don't have a partner, you get partnered up at the start of it. And Ron and I ended up being partnered together, and it was a
Cool.
good HBM.
Ron has a contribution of constant contact. No, sorry.
Contact
Mapping. He's teaching me contact mapping.
Oh, hey, well,
But
join.
Barb's got her hand up. So
Go.
over to you, Barb Satterwhite.
Thanks. I need to run. I've got
Oh, okay.
and so, but what I wanted to say is what I think would be valuable to all of us is here, and I've already heard some ideas, and Mary and Gwen said the other day, what are you going to do differently to create this? And first of all, what you want out of it, but Barb Richmond just shared some good things, but I heard Mary talk about, you know, put in your calendar the hours you're going to work on this alone, which is something I don't do. I'm just free flowing and I don't have that discipline. So that's one thing. And then the tracking form is the other. The idea of a mantra is good, Barb. I like that. And then what are your activities going to be? So what are you going to do differently? And I think if you're sharing that, like I just wrote down as we're talking, years ago, Dennis and Ruth Williams, I think it was Ruth, had an accountability call. I was never on it, but she used to say 3, 3, and 3. Contact 3 customers, 3 prospects, and 3 downline, 3 customers, and 3 new people a day. It doesn't sound like much, but you know, it's a way of, and then tracking. So that's the only piece I need to pull together and say, okay, what am I going to do differently? So I think this is the forum that this is good for, is sharing those sort of ideas.
Yes.
And
definitely.
I'd like for us to try and be more concise because time is of value to everybody. And I really do appreciate everybody. And I don't know, and I don't even know what my objective is with the 90 days. I haven't even given it any thought, but this is a good start. So thank you, Barbara, for hosting.
That's what this prep is all about, Barb, and it's true. I was just thinking the same thing. I think we should just limit ourselves to like maybe a half an hour, you know, whatever. But even if we do this for twice a week or once a week or whatever, we can if you want, we could delay the March 3rd and do it January 3rd and do it mid-January. But let's prep.
I think there's some people that are starting January 3rd. It's just the month of January.
Good point.
But we'll keep it rolling. You can do
Okay.
rolling 90 day. People can jump on anytime. They can do their own commitment. And I think every so often we'll ask if there's a lone ranger out there and they need a buddy or need a team or need somebody.
Good.
You maybe reach out for that.
So one of my downline isn't starting hers until mid-February or the first part of March because of prior family commitments.
Sure.
But
Well,
she's doing her prep now.
Does
Barb, the
anybody
next-
know if Ben's going to have a call next week?
No,
No.
he
said 2 weeks.
That's what I thought. I asked him and I had said that I was going to follow Ben's call today. So
Let me just say, Barb Richmond, I commend you to have 4 people that are committed to doing it.
Yeah, it's
Well,
awesome.
we'll see, actions speak louder than words.
I hear you.
I've had the verbal commitments and I've told them I'll work with them. So we'll see what happens.
Well, but think of it this way. I mean, what I'm thinking too is when I work my way through this, and I'll be better able to show somebody else how to do that.
Exactly.
So it's okay. I mean, I got to figure out what
Well, they were all on GoPro.
Oh,
So
that's great.
That was
January
the
4th.
first step, was getting them to attend GoPro.
Yeah.
They were all on GoPro, and as a result of that, they committed to do a 90-day
Nice.
run.
Nice.
I didn't have to convince them. I just called them, told them I was going to do it. What are your feelings about it? And they said, well, I want to do it too. And so then we talked some more about it, about working together so that everybody can get where they want to be.
Go ahead, Karen.
Mary, I think you did a great job on your commitment form. I just printed mine.
Yeah. Karen, go ahead.
You
I'm
know,
trying
I've
to wrap
been
it up.
hearing a lot of wonderful strengths that people have,
Mhm.
and they're all from different areas.
Mhm.
Okay, so for me, my communication with my customers, I'm very grateful for my returning auto ship customers, my wellness subscription customers. They're wonderful, and I touch base with them at least once during the month, sometimes more than that. And that's what has increased my volume over the months, because I built up that relationship, that trust. So that's my strength.
Mhm.
I've been hearing a lot of other strengths from other people. So what I see that we can do is combine all of these strengths. Everybody look at what your strengths
Yeah.
are, write them down. Let's put them into a document, like almost like a manual that can be duplicated, not
I'm gonna
just
take it
by
one step further.
ourselves.
I'm gonna
Pardon?
have them host or co-host with me. I'll say me because I gotta open it up. And that way they can give us their nuggets, and you take what nuggets you want, and then you'll have the recording, and I'll get it to Heather, and Heather will add it wherever she wants to add it with ladies.
Perfect.
And that way we've got them up and running and going.
Yeah,
That way.
having it as a printed document, okay, is extremely helpful, because hearing it, we only hit 20% of the population. The other 80% learns by visual and or kinesthetic.
Or writing.
We can write it. Yes. I really like when we go back and we think about it ourselves. First of all, it helps us.
Always.
Okay. And then we've got it down on paper, and to share it with somebody else as a document, we can compile something that is really valuable and effective.
Well, and I think also what this also does is it brings out different people's actual utilization and what their results are, which are going to be entirely different. Okay. So no matter which way you look at it, this type of what I consider is verbal addition. And then like we were fortunately going to be able to record it. And we fortunately have Ladies Leading Ladies, which I believe has to say, Ron, you have to give me ideas, gents too, or something, because it's an open forum, man. I mean, it's never been, the only reason we started for ladies at the beginning is because, hey, you can't tell me different. We've always made less. We always make less money than the guys do in any given job. And that's what I've had since the 60s. Okay. So I fight for women first, and guys can join if they want. That's all. Anyway, Barb Satterwhite, let's hang up. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go ahead with it. I think that everybody has a contribution. I think that we're going to underline that 80% of the people in network marketing are women. 20% are men. Of the leaders, 80% are men. And 20% are women. So there is a voice. There is something that we need to learn from them. And I do believe it's talking about the business more. So anyway, we will wrap this up. We'll bring it up. Unless anybody has a burning share really quickly. I'll get
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
you
Christmas,
got it, Barb.
everyone.
I see
Thank you
it.
for all of your nuggets.
Skip. See you, Skip.
Are we meeting this time next week?
No, we will do it. We will, I don't believe so. I think, well, let's go ahead and do it the 4th of January on that. I was just looking at that.
Hey, okay, why don't we can do like a group email or whatever, just email each other, see what everybody wants to do, and then let's figure it out, okay? Whatever works.
Let's do a WhatsApp.
Okay. We already have that going, right?
Yeah, I have twins
Yes.
being born on the 27th in my family. So I don't know. I mean, I could.
Talk to me about twins.
January 4th this time?
Yes. Does that
Okay.
work for you, Mary? Does that work, everybody?
Yes.
And we've got the WhatsApp to communicate, and I'll get that up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make
Thank
sure I
you.
don't have to.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty. Take care.
Thank you
guys.
all.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
Bye.
holiday.
Merry Christmas.